The entire universe is built up of balanced out opposing forces, and our body is no different. Every action is followed by an equal and opposite reaction. This rule of physics applies to our body as well. Every time you move a muscle, there's an equal and opposite reaction happening in an opposing muscle. Without this counteraction, it would not be possible to keep the body together through movement. So for optimal movement, both these muscles must be equally strong, flexible, and not impaired in any way. When one muscle is not strong enough or not flexible enough to allow movement to happen, we call it a muscle imbalance. And quite often, this can be the result of improper training in the gym. Many strength trainers want to gain maximum aesthetic value from their gym time, and so they focus on training the large muscles of the chest, back and shoulder area, often on consecutive days without training their lower body or cardio systems enough, and often without realizing how overloaded their small support muscles are and how close they may be to absolute failure. A good example of this is the shoulder joint, where the inner rotator cuff muscles are often overworked and undertrained. In resistance training programs that focus on the larger, powerful outer sleeve muscles of the shoulder, if these muscles begin to dominate over the smaller inner muscles, this could result in fatigue, pain, or even muscle failure. Even when you're doing an isolation exercise, there are many more muscles involved than just the primary mover. This is because many of the muscles of the human body exist and function in pairs. So when we're standing normally, both these existing muscle groups would maintain a certain tonality to hold the body in place. But the real relationship plays out when there's movement involved. So when one muscle contracts to lift the load, the other muscle lengthens very safely to allow this movement to happen. You can see this clearly in the case of the bicep and tricep muscle of the upper arm. When doing bicep curls, the triceps must be flexible and strong and lengthened for optimal movement. So unless we also keep the triceps strong alongside, we won't get perfect strength or perfect form in the biceps. It's the same case with the pectoral muscles of the chest, which give the push movement, and the trapezius muscles of the upper back, which give us the pull movement. When balanced, they do the perfect balancing act for your upper torso, ensuring the upper spine maintains a healthy curve. But when the pectorals become too tight from too much pumping, and when the traps remained under-strengthened, the imbalance spells disaster for the upper back, starting with bad posture and all the ills associated with it. The muscles of the lower back support the abdominal muscles and vice versa, and together they pack in to form the core of the body. But when either of them is overpowering the other, there's a lot of backache and protruding belly involved. Lower down, the femur bone of our thighs is packed in with the hamstring muscle group from the back and the quadricep muscles from the front. And these muscles are also the primary movers of the knee. The hamstrings contract to flex the knee joint, while the quadriceps lengthen and stabilize the knee through the movement. Quadriceps contract to straighten the knee, while the hamstrings relax and stabilize the knee through the movement. If either of these muscles is out of its correct strength and length balance, your knees will feel the pinch. So can muscle balances be avoided? Absolutely. Here are a few tips. Firstly, include some balance and stability training in every workout. Use the BOSU, for example. Secondly, it's quite common to have a slight strength difference between the left and the right side of the body. However, attempt to reduce this deficit by performing single limb exercises. Third, use a variety of equipment including cables, dumbbells, and not just the machine systems. Balance your exercises by doing exact opposite movements. For example, balance your bench press with bent over rows and your military press with your chin-ups and pull-downs. You must also try and balance your strength with your cardio. A proper program must include cardio, strength and flexibility. If you're one who only does strength without the other two, you may never reach your goals, but may actually be stuck with muscle imbalances and injuries that will linger for life. It's absolutely vital that all health enthusiasts understand that fitness is not just about having a great set of pecs and delts. A good fitness program should be one that emphasizes on muscle balance and focuses equally on the opposing muscles as well as the smaller stabilizing muscles. Focus on muscle balance and you will never be sorry.